At this point of the winter, I am so sick of the snow that's all I can do is dream about someplace warm and bright and someplace with plants that have leaves and flowers. And lucky for me, I don't have to go to some exotic location. I can just hang out here in Michigan and check out some of the great greenhouses here. I mean, I'm really lucky. Take a look at this. I'm even getting a sneak peek at the eye candy begonias. This is new this year. This one in here is the sunset, and it's going to start getting a little bit more of an orange cast to it. There's another one over here called Vanilla Cream. Don't get to see it too much. It's just opening. There's a couple other colors as well. This one is the lemon. Look at that. And then we have other colors too, or different kinds of begonias. I love seeing these. So these here are some of the begonias or begonias. Oh, look at that. Was this the poppy peach? I hope it is. It is the poppy peach. We have this one new this year. I love how that one looked. Ah, begonias, begonias, I love you. Begonia Rouge. I think we're carrying this one this year too. Look at that dark flower with the dark leaves. Ooh, this is good stuff, folks. So my location right now is in Hudsonville, Michigan. I'm at DGI Propagators, and we're a customer of theirs. And this is where we get a lot of our geraniums and a lot of our begonias, as well as tons of other plants. They're a really great company for us to work with. I love it. And they said, hey, if you want to come by and see how your plants are doing, feel free anytime. They're really generous that way. And it's been really great because I've been able to see things, the behind the scenes of where our plants come from. So coming through here has been really great because I'm seeing all their benches. I got to watch them sticking some of the vegetative cuttings, because a lot of the varieties that we carry and a lot of these new varieties are propagated through cuttings, and then the cuttings are put in soil, and then they nurture those until they become the plants that they're going to send to us. Then there are other ones that they get in as like they start them as like tissue cultures. They get them from basically a lab. And then there are a couple of them that they'll start from seed as well. And these plants come from all over the world. So a lot of them come from really warm climates, like in Central America, Mexico, Africa. And that's because it's much easier for them to be able to get those plants, to have the mother plants there and do the cuttings there, because the climate is so much more conducive to being able to do that and doing it on the schedule. Because, you know, Central America, they're pretty much a neutral light area where, you know, they get the same amount of light all year round. Whereas here, you know, we don't get as much light, so we need supplemental light if we were doing that. We'd also have to heat all of our greenhouses that they don't have to do. So there's a lot of reasons for that. But there are also those places in Europe and all over the place where they're able to kind of get these plants in and work with them. And so they showed me how they do a lot of the sticking of those plants. So that was really nice to see. They have these big booms that come through and water the plants, and they're able to do that all using, you know, their phones or using technology, so they can time it. They can get the exact right amount of moisture on those plants, so it's very controlled. It's really great to watch, and you can see the size that a lot of these plants come in. So they're going to come in these kind of plug trays. There are various sizes, so there are some that are smaller than this, and there's some that are going to be bigger than this depending on the plant. But it's always fascinating to see this. These for us, like if we got these in, we would then put them in like a 1-quart container, and that's what we would end up selling. So we would have them for usually, so we would get them in usually the first week in March. And we open to the public first week in May, but most of our plants are going to sell middle of May to end of May. So that's how long we take care of the plants. So it's pretty exciting. They also told me all the little codes. So like their little signs tell you like which week they were planted, which week they're going to be going out the door. And they also tell you the varieties, and they also have, you know, these special numbers that really help keep them organized, because each individual plant has its own number. So you can, you know exactly which variety it is. So is it a begonia? Which series is it from? Exactly which color is it? It's very, very specific. So I don't know, this is really, really a lot of fun. And boy, it is nice to be here where it's nice and warm. And we did get stuck in a snowstorm on the way down, but otherwise where we are right now, there's really not much for snow. So it was good to get away from that as well. So let's see what else I can show you around here. So here is a prime example of how these plants get shipped in. So they come in these big boxes. Some of them are insulated, some of them are not. The plant we have here is a Pelagorium interspecific. I can't tell which variety it is. So that means it is a geranium, but there's a whole bunch of other plants in this area as well. And they kind of are processing them, and then they'll be sticking them into the soil in a little bit. It's out, folks. I've fertilized and watered, and we're due in September. Okay, Liam, I want to get your take on this whole visit to this grower.
I was really blown away by first of all, the size of the space and the amount of work it takes to create these plant plugs, I guess, and manpower to do it.
Yeah, so they are doing their cuttings by hand. There are robotic machines that do this, but they're very expensive.
Yeah.
And so not a lot of the places, like smaller operations, won't do that. Big ones can.
Yeah.
And also when you do it that way, there's just more like room for things going, like when that machine breaks, you're down. I was amazed.
I thought it was really interesting. Like, you think, I just assumed that most of the plants were coming from Mexico, Peru, Israel, Africa, like loads of these plants
Some
that
from
we
Europe, and some from the U.S. as well.
Yeah, and from that we enjoy, you know, I mean, in our summer plantings and stuff. And like, obviously, most of these plants could not be grown here naturally. But you would see these workers, and they'd grab these plastic bags with these little cuttings, and then they put a hole into the little, what do you call those pans?
The trays?
The trays with the soil in it, and then they're moving like this, real fast, going like this. And then these huge arms swing out that are spraying water, and it's all computerized.
Yeah, they can do exact zones. So like all of a sudden the sprayer's on and then it's off, and one side's running, one side's not.
Yeah, and you see, I thought it was funny. At one point, I saw that the sprayer was coming towards these guys that were putting the plugs in, and all of a sudden I saw this guy flip up his hood, and they all have plastic in front, and they duck down, and the sprayer runs over them, and they get misted.
They don't let it stop their process.
But they're still doing this, you know. And then the thing comes off again, and it goes down, and maybe 3 minutes later it comes back again, and down they go, and it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I don't know, just beautiful. Really fascinated by it.
Yeah, I'm going to be heading back there next month probably. So I'm curious to hear what kind of things you guys might want to see from there. Now at that point, production is going to be much farther along. There's going to be a lot more plants, you know, that are much bigger.
Right.
And then we'll also get to see how they do all their shipping, because right now they're only shipping a couple of things out.
Yeah.
And then most of it's moving stuff to other locations. Kind of things.
Yeah. But greenhouses upon greenhouses upon greenhouses with, you know, where the shipments come in, how they unpack them, and then they move to the trays. The trays are wheeled out to these big greenhouses, and then the workers come and take those and do the plugs. And
very organized.
You'd have to be, and then explaining how they package them up to ship them to greenhouses. And I assumed it was all like, okay, Netta's nursery, she wants 5 petunias, go over to the tray. No, it has to be much more organized and slick. You know what I mean? I think they go by numbers, not names.
Yeah, most of it. They're not worried about our name. They're worried about our order.
Yeah,
and so that's pretty common.
I don't know. I was fascinated and confused at the same time, which does not take much.
And they gave us a lot of time showing us around. It was
we could have stayed there all day.
Yeah, they gave us free reign of the place. Like they just said, go ahead, film. It'll be fine. And they said, that's fine when we come back. So I really appreciate them because we did our best to stay out of everybody's way, because people are moving all over the place.
And we're big, so that's not easy.
And some of those, sliding between some of the aisles and stuff.
Yeah, I cleaned a lot of their trays. I should send them a dry clean or a washing bill, because, I mean, as you slide through, they're made for smaller people, and well, my hips tend to be a little bit bigger, and so I just kind of cleaned the whole front of the trays.
Yeah, so we had nice stripes along our pants and shirts, but so it goes. So thanks to DJI Propagators for letting us do this.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I'm looking forward to getting back.
Yeah, it's very great.
I think I'm going to actually pick up our order and have, so that I can see the whole process from, when they take the order to pulling the order. Now, I might not be able to watch our order in particular, but then be able to watch an order, watch the orders go through, and then load it up and just drive home with them.
Yeah.
And that'll save us some money on shipping too, because otherwise we have to pay for it to get to us.
Right. Right.
Thank you guys very much. And hey, let us know what more you want to see.
Take care. Bye.